Hello again. I'm just here today doing some initial testing on this build with some games. The first one I've put on here is Apex Legends. I always like those free-to-play games. But this one's a little more demanding than some of them out there like CSGO and what have you. So I have this one running right now. I'll pull up the settings so you can kind of see what that's looking like. So yeah, it's running at 1080p. I've got pretty much everything on high. I'm not running adaptive super sampling, dynamically raises rendering the resolution of the game, running faster than target game. I guess I can turn that on as well. But everything else I have running at high. I would turn this one up higher, but obviously the graphics card that this machine has only has 4 gigabytes of VRAM, so there's no good reason to turn it up higher than that. But other than that, I've got everything else maxed out here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit apply on that last one I just did. And then I'm gonna exit out of that. And I'm just in the initial stage where, you know, you're doing your training. I'm not sure anybody out there watching this might be familiar with Apex Legends. But yeah, it seems to be running really well. You can't really see the frame rate very well with this camera I'm using. It's definitely running at 60 FPS. Let's see, I need to reload here. Or am I out of bullets? Oh, I'm out of bullets. I'm totally out of bullets. I gotta go over and get some. Come on, let me go. Go get it. Gotta pick it up. There we go. I'm really not familiar with this game. Let me go ahead and grab a different weapon like this feller here. Now that I have some ammunition for it, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do some shooting. Booyah. But yeah, generally speaking, it's running really, really well. It's very consistent. You know, it just looks good. It looks as good as any PC I've ever used to play a game like Apex Legends, at 1080p especially. But yeah, I'm thinking about throwing MSI Afterburner up on here just to get the frame rate going. I just hate going in there and messing with those settings on that thing. But I am running MSI Afterburner in the background at the moment because I'm running a mild overclock on the graphics card, and I'm also running a mild, well, not a mild, but a decent overclock on the CPU right now. So I got the CPU running at 3.8 gigahertz with about 1.3 volts, and I am running the GTX 970 at around 1530 megahertz, I think it was. I don't remember. I guess we can take a look here real quick. Let's go in here and we'll go over to MSI Afterburner. Yeah, something like that. 1540, 1534, I think is what it's at. But it's running really well. It's perfect. It seems to be just trucking right along here. I wish you could see it as well as I can see it in real life. Like I said, this camera's not doing this much justice. It's not the best monitor in the world. I don't know that it's kind of old for one thing. Obviously, this PC is not coming with a monitor. I'm just going to be selling it as the tower all by itself. So I don't even know if like VSync is working on this or anything like that right now, but it seems to be running pretty well. I don't see any tearing or anything like that when I move pretty quick. It's fairly well synced. So I think it's at least like running at an adaptive sync or something. But yeah, it's looking good.